Howdy fellas, Frankie Day, back again on YouTube. This evening YouTube, I've got a build I'm going to be doing right now. This build's going to be it'll be a non-group build. It'll be almost like an independent build, just for myself only, and no group build at all. It's going to be my early Christmas present my little girl gave me for Christmas. Is going to be my U.S.S. George Washington. And this is going to be a very interesting model. It's really got me puzzled how this thing's going to go together. And it's going to be my first time I ever built a kit until I'm 50 years old, which I never built before. I had plenty of time getting this kit, but I just never took the time to buy it. But I've always wanted it. It's one of those kit fellows out there you always wanted to get, but had plenty of chances of getting it, but you kind of shine it off for something else you want to get instead, and have regrets you should have bought it. But like the old saying, good things comes those that wait. So the wait is over with. I finally got the kit, and it's going to be an interesting build. This is going to be an inbox review of my wind wall reissued 1961 kit in the scale of 1/200, the ballistic submarine, cell number 598, U.S.S. George Washington. U.S.S. George Washington was probably one of the first ballistic nuclear-powered submarines that entered the United States Navy. And although we had other nuclear boats out there before the George Washington came out, the first nuclear boat we ever had was a Nautilus. And Oppenheimer had something to do with that type of design of that type of submarine. It was the first submarine it was nuclear-powered that sailed underneath the North Pole, submerged, and it was strictly for Naval Register. The U.S.S. George Washington entered service in 1959. It was decommissioned in 1984, and its nuclear reactor was removed. And what they did with it, it's unknown certain. They probably revamped it somewhere else. But anyway, this is going to be an interesting build. This is going to be a model that's going to, it's a show-through model, which shows you the anatomy of the model itself, the insides, how the model actually, the submarines actually has been operated with a degree of the detail inside the hull. Yeah, I opened up the kit, looked at it a little bit. There's a lot of flash around it. Of course, it's an old kit, you know. It's hard to polish an old turd, but you know, it's a one-time shot for me, so I'm very grateful my little girl got this for me. And I'm gonna show a little inbox review of the kit before I get started on it. And like I say, there's all kinds of ways that you can be able to attack a kit. I like to deviate the instructions a little bit, because the instructions they lead you in step numeral sequences how the build goes together, but there's a lot of sub-assemblies involved. So first of all, I'm going to start painting the interior green of the submarine itself and the bulkheads, and other details will be painted as each sub-assembly is built. And it's really remarkable about the kit, you know. I kept looking at it, at the sprues, and says, "Man, what are these things?" And this crew members comes with this kit. I couldn't believe it. I don't know how many, but there's a pretty good handsome sum of them. And the paint schedule for the Navy crewmen is kind of off the wall. I've never seen a enlisted man wear a pair of dungarees and a brass shirt. Usually you got your dungarees, that's your work uniform of the day. And that's back in 1959. Nowadays, they're overalls they wear. But back in the days when I was in the Navy, you wore your Dixie cap, you had your dungaree shirt, your dungarees, and your boondockers you wore. And so that's the paint schedule I'm going to be putting on my crew figures on my submarine. The George Washington was a very beautiful submarine for its day, and I'm not too much into the sewer pipe Navy, but submarines they seem to hold the peace around the world for everything. The submarines are good. They sneak up on you and they let you have it before you know you had it coming to you. And so a lot of submariners out there, you two, and could probably associate with this type of submarine. I'm a retired chief boatswain's mate. I was a sailor, a black shoe on regular ships, but on a submarine, I never I never went for submariner duty, and there's something about being locked inside of a tube of a submarine. If the main induction valve or something would go like that, you'd be in a world of trouble. Ain't no way to go. And the Davy Jones locker is about the sure place to go. So anyway, right now we're going to get to the inbox contents and review of the kit, and we'll discuss things as we go along. So I might stretch this out to a pretty long video, just keep you guys in interest. And before I start, I'd like to thank everybody out there for my builds of the past I've posted. I just posted my U.S.S. Lexington, and I'll have another one for you coming tomorrow. So stay tuned for that, fellas, and I'll keep you guys entertained with my goodies. So, well, we'll start out with the George Washington right here. This is going to be my independent in-between group builds. So I'll still be doing group builds. I'm still there, fellas. I got D-Day build coming up on the first, I guess the first of the year. I think Rubber Goslin, he's got his, that's going to be excellent. That's going to be a massive group build. I can feel it in the back of my neck. So I'll probably put in about 4 or 5 of them, you know, from 6 months of D-Day group builds. GZ Pete, you know, it's going to be a lot of stuff out there, fellas. So that's going to be a pretty good group build, to say the least. Okay, we'll get back to the sub right now, guys. This is going to be the inbox review and the contents of the kit, and we'll discuss things as we go along. Firstly, we'll start with the instructions. You got to excuse the webcam, fellas. I can do this faster on the webcam than I can do on my regular camera, because I like to be able to talk to you face to face, you know, and explain things as I go along. So these are the instructions to give you. It tells you a brief history of the ship itself, not very much, just to let you know her decommissioning date and when she was launched. And the paint schedule on this model is pretty off the wall. And so anyway, I'm going to deviate from the paint schedule and so use other information out there in cyberspace land. I can probably get some good details on that. Okay, upon opening the instructions, fellas, as noted in all instructions nowadays, it tells you the parts, gives you the parts list of the parts contents of the kit itself. Gives you the paint schedule with numbers to use on it, and of course they give you all the codes on there, the assembly codes, what to do and what not to do. So it's not word by word like it was old school. It's just more or less all code. So you got to go by that method. That seems to be the norm of new millennial instructions and kits in general. Okay, and opening page 1 starts out with a torpedo room. It has torpedo room. It shows that the bulkheads and the side of the hull is all interior grain, which is true. Interior grain is almost like an off-the-wall zinc chromate green. So what I'm going to do with my interior green, I'm going to add just a little hint of white to tone it down just a touch. That's all it needs. In some areas there's detail. One side of the hull has engraved detail in there, which can be picked up with washes and paints, touch-up paints here and there and such. The other side of the hull, which folds over, there's no detail at all. It's all inside of the hull. So therefore, you have to worry about painting the inside of that, but I'm going to go paint just the same. So I don't want to leave it bare plastic gray, so I'll just go ahead and paint that. And as the instructions follows, it gives you a sequence of sub-assemblies, how the model is assembled, just for the inside detail of the kit itself. It shows you, it has your engine room details, all your bulkhead details in there. It has your galley, has your crew's quarters, has your control room, and it has all your crew members too, which can be painted and be positioned. You can have them laying on the rack, getting off watch, standing on watch. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, interesting kit. It's going to be a fun build. It's the first time I've ever built this kit, guys, so it's going to be pretty joyous for myself. And after the instructions were reviewed, so you all know the instructions anyway, how it goes. So the instructions are comprised of nothing but sub-assemblies until the model is completely finished. and it has call-outs for the paint schedule by using the letter codes of the paint colors it uses on the instruction sheets of the model. Last night I spent about a half an hour trimming the flash. Excuse my back, folks. Perhaps I think I'll leave this on my lap. Excuse me. Yeah, here we go. Well, I'll get JU over. I'll regret it. Okay, this is the port side of the hull. On the port side of the hull, as you can see the detail, the engraving of the detail, the engraving side of the hull. Of course, these right here is where your bulkheads stand at. They lock in, and you can see the detail inside there. I'll get close to the camera so you can see it, folks. I think you all get the picture. So inside this hull, into its entirety, is going to be airbrushed interior green. Now, on the starboard side of the hull, is about as bare as a baby's bottom. Nothing, no detail at all, because it folds down. But just the same, I'm going to paint interior green anyway. And that's about as far as I got, just trimming, because this thing is loaded with flash, guys. This model is actually reissued by Revell. So Revell Model Company produced 2 new kits I just now found out. That wind wall, perhaps they'll bring out the whole line of wind wall model ships. That'd be a pretty good bonus, a pretty good plus for you ship model builders like myself and the rest of you gang out there who are interested in building ships. They made the Taekwondo, the Shangri-La, which was the first angle deck aircraft carrier. It was a converted Essex type World War II fleet carrier. It was the first carrier in history of the Navy to incorporate the angle deck. Of course, the rest followed after that from the four-star class all the way up to what we have nowadays. Okay, getting back to the George Washington. The sprues in this kit, there's one big massive colossal sprue, guys. There's about 3 of them. And you got parts that are strewn. As I get closer, you can see the flash. You can see all the flash, like right top of here. That's what I had to do with my submarine. When you're dealing with a kit that's over 50 years old, you got to deal with it. 50 years ago, this kit didn't have flash all over it, like most of them did. They're actually newly produced. So evidently, Revell Monochrome got a hold of the mold's wind wall and went ahead and reproduced their kits. Perhaps they may come out with some more other ones. Okay, on this sprue right here comes with oh Lord, I don't know. Has all kinds of parts for the insides of the parts of the ship, the submarine itself. Right there, this section here, this part here, this is a stand. This is the stand of the kit. And that's got to be glued together and trimmed and filled and sanded quite well. And the hull fits on this here, and it folds down like this. Excuse me, guys. My cold's starting to subside, and I'm feeling a lot better. So is my wife. And back here, this is the end of this is where the screw and the diving planes are at. That fits on the end of the hull right there. And this sprue here consists here of the ship stand. Looks like ladders, and even has the Polaris missile, excuse me, guys, which is right here. There's your Polaris missile right here. It says on the kit, it actually fires missile. I ingested the instructions at least twice. I can't find no mechanism at all that fires it, but what the heck. I got a better way I'm going to do it. I'm going to display it being shot out of the missile tubes. I'm going to put a little bit of cotton on there to simulate the stain that's coming from the missile itself while it's being injected to the missile tubes. That'd be a good little effect. You'll see as I go along as I present the build. Okay, on this other sprue here, parts are starting to break off here, fellas, because they're getting loose because I'm handling them. Okay, you got the screw right here, as you can see, which is 5 blades, which is pretty typical on ballistic submarines. And you got your missile tubes on here, and you got your bulkheads that fit inside the hull. And right here, you got the top of your, this fits flush on top of the top after the sail. This is where your simulated missiles are at. You only have one open there, so you can view your Polaris missile. I guess that missile shoots out. It must have been a spring activated one time and shot it out, but none to be found in this kit, so I'm not too much into gimmicks. So that's the second sprue. There's 3, 4. There's 5 sprues in total in this kit. Okay, here's some more interior details. And this sprue that go inside the hull itself. And right here you got on this sprue here. Right up there, these are chairs right here where the crewmen sit at their work at their watch stations. And that does that there. And if I can find the crew members, I can show them to you, fellas. I may have bypassed this last sprue here. They're in awkward conditions. Some are sitting down and standing up. Can't find none of that sprue. None there. That's it. That's sprue number 4, which is the periscope of the sail, and also the stern diving planes, and also the diving planes for the sail. And right here is the bow of the submarine, where the torpedo tubes are without doors actually molded inside the bow section of the submarine itself. And this is the other half section of the stern assembly of the where the diving planes and the rudder fits at. And the crew members here somewhere, fellas. We'll go through it a little bit, see if we can find them. Here they are right here. It was a snake, it would have bit me, at least twice. Right here are the crew members. They're in a standing position. And you have a couple more here that are sitting down and laying down right here. I finally found them, fellas. Here's some more crew figures right here. And you got some more fellas right here. All on 200 scale. So this is a pretty ancient kit, to say the least. And it's going to be fun to build. And it's going to be very time consuming with all those minute pieces in there, especially the crew figures. So with this build in mind, I'll just keep building it as I go along, and do the group builds. While the group build is drying a little bit, go back to the George Washington and do some more work on that, make some more videos. That's the plan of the day. So there you go, folks. That's kind of like a fast inbox review of my wind wall U.S.S. George Washington. And that'll be that. Excuse me, folks. So anywho, after this video, I'm going to go ahead and do some more preparation before I do any airbrushing, any painting on it. I got to take bulkheads out, and also I'm probably going to clean them up a little bit. And tomorrow, I'll go ahead and I'll start doing some painting on it. And plus a YouTube presentation after my next group, Builds of the Past, comes up. And I really enjoy showing my builds to you good people out here. You know, you guys really enjoy them, and it makes me feel real good that you people really enjoy my things, and it makes us all man feel good. You know, my models have never got that much recognition before until I post them on YouTube, because they're like me. They're homebodies. They stay home. They don't go nowhere. Of course, grants years ago, I used to go to the model shows. I got a whole pile of trophies I won down below in my basement for model builds. If Folks, I got some stuff down there. Since I got this camcorder right here, which is my camera, I'm thinking about picking up a tape. I can go down there and show you my stuff down there and post it. You guys probably like that. You guys would be amazed what I have. And my wife always asks us, Frank, when we do these things when God calls on you one of these days? I said, Ruth, everything I have is only made for the living only. Once I'm gone, they can fight over it like a bunch of buzzards. But right now, I'm very much alive. I'm healthy. I feel good. I work all the time around the house. I don't drink no more like I used to, and I feel good. And being on YouTube with you fellas is the best thing that's ever happened to me. I really enjoy it. We get to meet each other, everybody, worlds apart. At the privacy of your own home, you cannot beat anything like that. Well, folks, I've been here 21 minutes already. This is about as long as I've ever been on YouTube before, so I'm going to sign off right here, boys. And tomorrow I'll post an update on my George Washington. I should have everything pretty well painted tomorrow, just with the interior green color, that is. And so after that, I'll go ahead and work on the torpedo room and work aft. So I'd like to thank everybody out there for your wonderful comments. And thank you very much for your condolences for my wife's recovery from the hospital and everything. And my prayers and thoughts goes out to our Freddie Duarte and his family. And I pray to Jesus, our Father and Savior in heaven, that he comes out good out of surgery and it's not that serious. And he can rejoin us back again with more builds. He's a wonderful builder and a wonderful person and very generous. And I can't stress that anymore about the gentleman. And I'm a pretty good judge of character on YouTube here. You guys are great fellas, and I love every one of you guys. You guys are great. So anyway, here's Frankie Day signing off. Got my sea bag packed, ready to hit Liberty. That's the old fart sack. And catch you tomorrow on Builds of the Past and an update on my George Washington. Thanks, fellas. God bless y'all. May God speed. Bye, boys.